The night of October 8, 1871, was set ablaze with an inferno so vast and all-consuming that even now, it challenges belief. How could three separate fires ignite simultaneously across over 1,700 miles, from Chicago to Peshtigo to Holland, Michigan? Witnesses stood paralyzed as walls of orange engulfed the horizon in a spectacle of impossible synchronicity. The mainstream narrative insists on coincidence. A cow, a barn, a lantern. But is this merely a smokescreen? Startling reports from eyewitnesses describe bizarre phenomena preceding the fires. William Kellogg, a farmer near Peshtigo, recounted seeing a ball of fire descend from the sky moments before his fields ignited. Was this a meteorite or something far more sinister? Researchers like Dr. Elbridge Gerry of the now-defunct Midwest Anomaly Institute unearthed documents suggesting electromagnetic disturbances, evidenced by the erratic behavior of compasses and telegraph lines that night. These anomalies point toward an orchestrated event, an atmospheric weapon, perhaps, harnessed by those with knowledge long lost to public understanding. In the heart of Chicago, the fire that would define history leapt with a ferocity unmatched by any natural blaze. The great city, built of wood, became a tinderbox overnight. Yet, what's often excluded from the textbooks is the strange, metallic smell that permeated the air, as if a giant foundry had exploded. George Wellington, a local blacksmith, described sheets of flames that seemed to bend the laws of nature, consuming stone and metal with the ease of dry timber. How could such materials, known to resist fire, succumb so quickly? Theories of directed energy pulses, wielded by unknown hands, emerge from the shadows of classified archives. The Peshtigo fire remains the deadliest in American history, yet its true cause is shrouded in mystery. Over 1,200 souls perished in what survivors described as a hurricane of fire. Investigators like Lewis B. Parsons introduced the idea of a firestorm, a phenomenon rare enough to beg questions about its spontaneous occurrence on that very night. Survivors spoke of a breath of hell that sucked the air and life from all it touched, a description eerily akin to tales of ancient wrath. Could this be evidence of a controlled environmental disaster, a test, or a warning from powers beyond our comprehension? As the Great Fire of Chicago blazed, a peculiar and unexplainable phenomenon occurred beneath the city. The very ground trembled as if alive, with reports of tremors and seismic activity. Architectural diagrams from the period, hidden away in the archives of the Illinois Historical Society, reveal underground tunnels and chambers, some lined with a mysterious metal that defies classification. Dr. Helen Carver, a researcher ostracized for her controversial theories, posited these tunnels housed ancient technologies, reactivated by a force intent on reshaping the world. Is this the evidence of a coordinated reset, a cleansing to prepare the path for a new order? The official records point to a Mrs. O'Leary's cow as the source of the Chicago fire, but this oversimplified tale doesn't withstand scrutiny. Enter the shadowy world of the fire architects, an enigmatic group whispered about in hushed tones among those who dare to look deeper. Local journalist Herbert Ellison made it his life's work to uncover the truth, only to vanish mysteriously weeks before publishing his findings. His notes, salvaged from a burnt-out safe, hinted at clandestine meetings in Chicago's underbelly, a network of influential figures pulling strings to orchestrate chaos. While Chicago burned, the winds carried tales of an unprecedented disaster in Peshtigo. Reports from the Wisconsin Observer described a fire so hot it turned sand to glass. This defies conventional fire physics, suggesting temperatures exceeding those of a mere wildfire. Professor Vincent Hargrove, a physicist exiled for his radical theories, proposed the existence of a thermal amplification device used to escalate the blaze. Fragments of such a device were allegedly found in the ashes, quickly confiscated by authorities and never seen again. Holland, Michigan, fell victim to a firestorm that seemed to defy the very weather. Meteorological records from the time reveal a sudden and unexplained surge in wind speed, a phenomenon that puzzled experts for decades. Enter Edgar L. Forrester, a meteorologist who discovered anomalies in atmospheric pressure corresponding with the fires. His unpublished paper, The Manipulated Sky, suggests an early attempt at geoengineering, a controlled manipulation of weather patterns to induce disaster. Forrester's sudden departure from academia remains a mystery, yet his findings linger, whispering truths too dangerous for public consumption. The fires of 1871 were not isolated events but part of a broader pattern, a tapestry of destruction woven across time. Earlier fires in the burgeoning cities of the East Coast, from New York to Boston, share eerie similarities with those of 1871. Anna Blackwood, an independent historian, unearthed correspondences between city officials from these disparate locales, suggesting a coordinated effort to reshape urban landscapes. These letters, however, were quickly dismissed by the academic gatekeepers as mere fabrications. Yet, the language of these letters speaks of urban renewal via necessary purgings, hinting at a premeditated plan. As the embers cooled and the skies cleared, Chicago rose from the ashes with an architectural vision drastically different from the past. The new city was a marvel of engineering, its steel-framed skyscrapers a stark contrast to the wooden past. This rapid transformation raises eyebrows. How did plans for such advanced structures materialize so swiftly? Architect Daniel Burnham, hailed as a hero of the city's rebirth, was rumored to have received plans from a bygone civilization, preserved by a secretive fraternity. These whispers suggest that the fires served as a catalyst, a means to erase the old and usher in an era aligned with ancient, forgotten principles. Beneath the smoldering ruins of Chicago, a labyrinth of tunnels lay dormant, an ancient network that predates the city's founding. Archaeologist Dr. Miriam Sandoval, who stumbled upon these tunnels during post-fire excavations, described them as a feat of engineering that seems out of time. The walls bore markings in a script unknown to modern linguistics, etched alongside depictions of devices resembling modern machinery. Sandoval's work was abruptly halted by city officials citing safety concerns, yet whispers of her findings suggest these tunnels were integral to the fire's ignition, a hidden mechanism triggered to fulfill a clandestine agenda. As smoke cleared over Michigan, remnants of a metallic apparatus were discovered amidst Holland's charred remains. Local entrepreneur Jasper Thorpe described the device as gleaming with a sinister luster, humming with an unearthly resonance. It was quickly seized by government agents, its existence vehemently denied in official records. Thorpe, however, sketched the device from memory, a complex array of gears and coils eerily reminiscent of the speculative energy machines of Nikola Tesla, who, at the time, was but a name whispered in the corridors of future innovation. Was this device an early experiment in resonant frequency manipulation, aimed at catastrophic ends? In Wisconsin, survivors of the Peshtigo fire spoke of a thunderous roar preceding the flames, a sound unlike any natural thunder. Sound engineer Leonard Chase, tasked by the Peshtigo Relief Committee to investigate, reported anomalies in acoustics and sound pressure that night. His report, The Sonic Signature of Disaster, identified frequencies indicative of an artificially induced resonance, akin to the destructive harmonics used in experimental weaponry. Chase's findings were buried beneath layers of bureaucratic silence, sealed away in vaults of forgotten knowledge. Could this sonic assault have been orchestrated to amplify destruction, a symphony of ruin composed by unseen hands? The flames that consumed Chicago left behind a peculiar residue, a fine dust that clung to the survivors and coated the ruins. Chemist Samuel Hawthorne collected samples, discovering a composition unlike any known ash, a blend of silica and an unknown metallic element, resistant to conventional analysis. This anomaly, documented in Hawthorne's Ashes of Anomaly, suggests an accelerant beyond the capabilities of 19th-century chemistry. Theories abound, from extraterrestrial origins to alchemical concoctions, pointing towards a deliberate act to fuel the fires with an untraceable catalyst. The academic establishment, however, swiftly discredited Hawthorne's work, relegating it to the realm of fantasy. In the aftermath, as new cities rose from the ashes, certain individuals prospered with uncanny foresight. Industrialist Cornelius Vanderbilt, known for his vast railroad empire, seemed to anticipate the shift in urban landscapes. His investments in steel and infrastructure soared, as if he had foreseen the fire's cleansing path. Rumors persisted of Vanderbilt's membership in the Holders of the Flame, a secretive circle said to possess ancient knowledge of cycles and resets. Their influence allegedly extended across continents, manipulating events to align with prophecies etched in the stones of forgotten temples. These machinations remain obscured, yet their shadows flicker through history's corridors, suggesting the fires were but a chapter in a grander narrative of rebirth and control. As the flames engulfed the Midwest, a powerful storm seemed to shield parts of the East Coast from what many feared would be the next wave of destruction. Meteorologist Dr. Lydia Fairbanks, known for her unconventional methods, detected a barometric anomaly hovering over New York and Boston. Her unpublished findings, captured in a private journal, suggested the presence of an atmospheric barrier, an unseen hand controlling the storm's path. Fairbanks speculated on the existence of weather guardians, ancient protectors capable of altering climate patterns. Her work was dismissed as fantasy by the Meteorological Society, but the evidence of manipulated weather patterns remains etched in the skies of history. In Chicago, as Reconstruction began, an enigmatic figure known as the Architect emerged. Richard E. Stowe, whose origins were as nebulous as his plans, held a vision for the city that defied contemporary architectural paradigms. His designs incorporated geometries found in ancient sacred structures, aligning buildings with celestial bodies. Stowe claimed to have discovered these principles within the Codex of the Ancients, a tome said to hold the secrets of forgotten civilizations. His work was both revered and feared, as whispers grew that Chicago's new layout was meant to channel energies beyond mortal comprehension. Yet, the architect disappeared as suddenly as he arrived, leaving behind only blueprints and myths. The fire's aftermath revealed not just destruction but a peculiar pattern of renewal. Cities rose with a speed and precision that defied logistical challenges of the era. Industrialists like Andrew Carnegie, emerging from the smoke, saw their fortunes flourish. Carnegie, often seen with mysterious advisors, was rumored to possess a lumen crystal, a relic reputed to hold the power of foresight. This crystal, linked to legends of the lost continent of Atlantis, supposedly enabled its holder to glimpse future possibilities. Carnegie's strategic investments and alliances seemed guided by an unseen force, suggesting these fires were a calculated move in a game of empire building, where the rules were known only to a select few. In the aftermath of destruction, the notion of a great reset took root, a term whispered among secret societies and hidden circles. The Order of the Phoenix, a clandestine group believed to have origins in the medieval alchemists, was reportedly active during this period. Their doctrine spoke of cycles of destruction and rebirth, necessary to cleanse and rejuvenate civilization. Initiates claimed the fires were a manifestation of this doctrine, a ritualistic purge aligned with cosmic cycles known only to the initiated. The order's influence reportedly stretched into powerful families and institutions, their fingers deftly weaving the fabric of a new world order from the ashes of the old. As new cities emerged, the influence of these hidden powers began to manifest in subtle yet profound ways. Architect Daniel Hudson Burnham, revered for his role in Chicago's rebirth, incorporated esoteric symbols into his designs: pyramids, spirals, and labyrinths drawn from mystic traditions. His work hinted at a deeper understanding of sacred geometry, a knowledge reportedly passed down through the ages by secret fraternities. The city's layout itself became a testament to these hidden influences, with streets and buildings aligned to harness and amplify energies from the Earth and cosmos. Though dismissed as mere speculation by official historians, the legacy of these symbols endures, a silent testament to the forces that shaped history from the shadows. In the shadow of these transformations, whispers of a hidden chronicle began to surface. Known as the Phoenix Manuscript, this document allegedly details the orchestrated events leading to the fires of 1871. Discovered in the private collection of antiquarian Horace Farnsworth, the manuscript recounts tales of an ancient cabal, the Keepers of the Flame, who wielded vast knowledge of destruction and renewal. Farnsworth's untimely demise under suspicious circumstances only added to the mystery. The manuscript, with its cryptic symbols and languages unknown, was seized by agents said to belong to a covert agency tasked with safeguarding such dangerous truths. The concept of fire as a divine instrument is not new, yet the events of 1871 brought this notion to a terrifying reality. Reverend Jacob Alderson, a fire and brimstone preacher of the era, proclaimed the fires were a baptism by flame, purifying the land for a new epoch. His sermons, recorded in the Gospel of Fire, drew from obscure prophecies predicting a great cleansing. Alderson's impassioned rhetoric found resonance with those who saw the flames as a necessary purge, a divine reset guided by celestial forces. The Reverend's sudden disappearance, alongside his congregation, remains an unsolved enigma, fueling speculation of a spiritual exodus or abduction by higher powers. Amidst the rebuilding, a peculiar artifact emerged from the ruins, a metallic orb etched with arcane symbols, found by construction workers near the Chicago River. Engineer Thomas Brennan, who examined the orb, noted its uncanny resemblance to designs found in ancient Sumerian temples. The orb, with its incomprehensible engravings, was said to emit a low hum, resonating with an energy unknown to contemporary science. Brennan's attempts to harness this energy were met with resistance from powerful interests keen on suppressing its secrets. The orb vanished from public knowledge, believed to be secreted away by those who understood its true potential as a tool of immense power. As the new cityscapes took shape, so too did a new order of society, subtly influenced by these events. The Masonic lodges, which proliferated in the wake of the fires, were rumored to be fronts for the Keepers of the Flame, perpetuating the legacy of those who orchestrated the reset. These lodges, adorned with esoteric symbols, became centers of power and influence. Members, sworn to secrecy, were said to possess knowledge of hidden histories and technologies suppressed by mainstream academia. Within their walls, plans for future cycles of destruction and renewal were allegedly devised, ensuring the continuum of their enigmatic agenda. The Great Fire of 1871, while officially attributed to mundane causes, remains shrouded in mystery, a tapestry woven from threads of speculation, suppressed knowledge, and esoteric truth. The evidence of a coordinated reset, though obscured by the passage of time and the machinations of those in power, continues to intrigue and provoke. Researchers, historians, and truth-seekers persist in their quest, piecing together fragments of a puzzle that defies the official narrative. As new discoveries emerge from the ashes of history, they challenge us to reconsider the forces that shape our world, forces that remain hidden, yet ever-present, guiding the cycles of destruction and rebirth with an inscrutable hand. As whispers of the Great Fire of 1871 echo through the corridors of time, a deeper mystery emerges in the form of an enigmatic figure known as the Watcher. This elusive individual is said to have appeared at critical junctures throughout history, always preceding monumental shifts. In the days leading up to the fires, multiple eyewitness accounts describe seeing a cloaked figure observing from rooftops, their presence marked by an eerie calm amidst the chaos. The Watcher's identity remains a subject of speculation, with some suggesting they are a guardian from a long-lost civilization, tasked with overseeing humanity's evolution through orchestrated resets. The fires, though devastating, left behind a legacy of architectural wonder that persists to this day. The rapid rise of skyscrapers and the advent of steel construction techniques are often attributed to visionary architects. However, hidden within the archives of the Builders Guild is a set of parchments detailing the Blueprint of Ages, a document outlining advanced construction methods that predate known engineering capabilities. Master builder Alistair Crowe, whose designs reshaped Chicago, was rumored to have accessed this ancient knowledge. His sudden wealth and influence suggested more than mere coincidence, hinting at a lineage of builders who have shaped civilizations through hidden wisdom. As the dust settled and the new cities flourished, a subtle yet profound shift occurred in societal structures. The fires acted as a crucible, forging a new class of power brokers whose influence extended far beyond the visible. These individuals, known as the Phoenix Elite, emerged from the shadows, their fortunes and status inexplicably rising from the flames. Meetings held in opulent salons, away from prying eyes, were said to dictate the course of nations, guided by insights gleaned from the ashes of the past. The Phoenix Elite's ascendancy raises questions about the true beneficiaries of disaster, those who profit not from chaos, but from the order that follows. In the realm of science, the fires ignited a wave of innovation that defied the limitations of its time. Inventor Thomas Edison, whose early career coincided with the aftermath of the fires, was said to have been inspired by the events. His experiments with electricity and light were rumored to be guided by fragments of knowledge salvaged from the ruins, blueprints for devices capable of harnessing energy in ways yet to be understood. These rumors, dismissed by official biographers, suggest that the fires were more than a reset. They were a catalyst, awakening dormant technologies and ideas that would shape the future. As history moves forward, the events of 1871 remain a cautionary tale of fire and rebirth. The narrative, shaped by those in power, continues to obscure the true extent of the orchestrated reset. Yet, the relentless pursuit of truth by historians and researchers ensures that these mysteries will not remain buried. The artifacts, documents, and whispers of those who lived through the fire offer glimpses into a reality where history is a tapestry woven by unseen hands. As new evidence emerges, it challenges us to question the forces at play, forces that may yet hold the key to understanding the cycles of creation and destruction that define our world.